I want full stake in the Arby's franchises we bought outside of Telluride.
Oh, damn it, Johnny. You know I love my big beef and cheddar.
Ah, yes, the I'm gonna sue you mantra. We all love a little drama, but some people make a mountain out of a molehill. While, yes, some people are definitely justified, we're here to wow you with absurdity. Here are the top 10 most ridiculous times people sued fast food restaurants. Part 2. Slipknot masked chicken rocker controversy.
Buffalo chicken fries, a better way to buffalo.
Slipknot is an iconic hard rock and metal band, which means they are understandably associated with rock and roll culture. Except the band felt as though Burger King took things too far with a 2004 cock rock advertisement campaign for chicken fries featuring mutant-looking masked chicken rockers. You see, Slipknot members are known for wearing masks when they perform, except theirs are typically of a scary nature, not, well, specifically scary chickens. The large-scale chickens were performing, rather than clucking, for the crowd in the commercial, where they rocked out sporting the varying chicken head masks. Well, to Slipknot, their image is personal, and so they decided to get legal with it.
You can get it to go if you want to eat it in your car and cry.
The band filed a copyright infringement suit claiming that BK supposedly misappropriated their image. But Burger King said, not so fast, and countersued, saying that the band were not the founders of masked rock. In the end, both Slipknot and Burger King dropped their suits. Over a napkin and respect.
A normal amount of napkins just won't do.
In stories that fall under the category of "it didn't have to be this way," Webster Lucas, a 59-year-old man from Pacoima, California, filed a $1.5 million civil lawsuit against McDonald's for being given only one single napkin. Yep, you heard right, over one single napkin. Here's where things went awry. You see, Webster is a fan of cleanliness, and so one single napkin just simply was not sufficient for the task of effectively keeping him clean while enjoying a quarter-pounder deluxe in 2014.
I need them!
Step out of the car, please.
Oh, come on, are you serious?
So, naturally, Lucas asked for more napkins, which is well within his rights, especially as a paying customer. But according to him, the McDonald's employee gave him a racially charged answer, which left him suffering from undue mental anguish. So, yes, this all did start over one napkin, but that's probably not why it went as far as it did. While it is unclear as to exactly who came out the winner legally in this case, Lucas still filed the lawsuit in the hopes of making McDonald's treat customers with greater respect. Don't forget the Sprouts.
So, you like surprises? How about a swift kick to the baguette?
When you order a sandwich with Sprouts, you expect to receive a sandwich with Sprouts. Heather Starks was more than unimpressed. She was downright furious when her sandwich showed up minus Sprouts. She was so angry that she filed a class action lawsuit in LA County Court against Jimmy John's. Starks' claim was that the company committed both fraud and false advertising. Bold claim, but we're still listening nonetheless. The basis of her claim was the fact that she ordered a sandwich with Sprouts and there were none in sight. Like, literally not a single Sprout.
Freaking Jimmy's John's!
Jimmy John's denied the claims, but ultimately settled with Starks. I can't remember someone fighting this hard for their vegetables since, well, ever. Mom would be proud. Even if the suit didn't go to court, Jimmy John's recognized the error in its ways. The restaurant chain settled the suit and agreed to stop advertising Sprouts on their sandwiches, since, you know, there are none. Makes sense. And Jimmy John's also went so far as to provide coupons for sides and drinks to those they had wronged with this Sproutless situation. Percentage matters.
I didn't know what I was putting into my body.
People hate being lied to. It's true. And when it comes to our food, many of us want to know exactly what is going into our bodies, and with accuracy. But how accurate is a commercial supposed to be? One California woman actually sued Taco Bell over the claim that their meat was not even meat. In 2011, the Cali resident took the legal route to make a point about false advertising. The company had claimed that the meat was seasoned ground beef. The suit claim, however, was was that the meat was only 35% meat, while the rest of it was chemicals, cornstarch, wheat oats, water, and an anti-dusting agent.
Here she comes to wreck the day!
Later on, Taco Bell revealed that the meat used was actually 88% beef, a far cry from 35%, but not exactly 100. But then again, what in fast food is 100% anything? Apparently, the woman did not sue for money, but for accountability, so that Taco Bell would practice more honest advertising strategies in the future. Basically, she was asking the fast food chain to call it like it is, instead of painting a picture of something that isn't. Apparently, percentage matters, and the people want to know exactly what they're going to consume. Fair, but how much information is too much information, and what is too little? We're left to ponder. Where's the fruit?
Slow down, you're gonna choke or something.
Don't tell me how to eat donuts.
Classified under the files of "dude, seriously?" and "really?" is one man's plight to get some compensation for unmet expectations. Most likely unrealistic expectations, but we'll let you decide. Krispy Kreme, who normally over-delivers in delicious, under-delivered in nutrition for one California man, LA resident Jason Sidian actually sued Krispy Kreme in 2016, requesting a cool $5 million in damages. The claim? That they falsely advertised their fruit-filled and maple-glazed donuts. Okay. Jason's beef was with the fact that there was no real fruit or maple in either donut.
What? No way.
Ever heard of the saying, keep your expectations low and you will never be disappointed? Well, we think perhaps Sadian should add it to his pool of phrases to abide by, as expecting a chain donut shop to provide fresh ingredients is kinda like still believing in Santa at 55 years of age. The suit was ultimately dismissed voluntarily in 2017. All in all, just not a fruitful experience for anyone involved. Pun very much intended. No cheese, please.
They're like miniature Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. They're delicious.
In a case of, what were they thinking? One McDonald's patron sued the Golden Arches for adding cheese to a quarter pounder. Here's the scoop, or the slice, if you will. Cynthia Kistner and Leonard Werner of Florida were just minding their business ordering quarter pounder burgers from McDonald's. Except Kistner and Werner had a request for the fast food giant: hold the cheese. Apparently, Mickey D's staffers weren't feeling the request, or it just slipped through the cracks, because wham bam no thank you ma'am, their quarter pounder burgers arrived with cheese.
Oh, come on!
Based on principle, the cheese-hating Floridian duo didn't want to pay for an unwanted topping, and so instead of requesting new burgers, they sued McDonald's. Well, as is to be expected with this one, Mickey D's won the case. No cheese, please? Well, actually, the judge said, no cheddar for you either. Your tables are offensively tiny.
Head over to White Castle. It's what you crave.
In 2009, Martin Kessman of New York wanted to enjoy a nice meal at White Castle when he encountered an issue we're not so sure was covered by Harold and Kumar. Kessman, a stockbroker and a man with a 290-pound frame, went to sit down and eat at the resto, but simply couldn't. He simply could not physically fit. Not only could he not fit at one table, but none of the tables at the restaurant could accommodate his size. Supposedly, to make matters worse, when he reached out to the company regarding the table issue, he was met with highly condescending letters. Well, Martin Kessman ended up suing the chain for access to larger chairs and unspecified damages. He cited that those tiny tables violated the rights of those members of the public who were overweight. He also pointed out that the Disabilities Act applies to him, pregnant women, and disabled people as well.
No, dude, this isn't happening, all right?
Kessman not only suffered emotional damage, but physical damage as well, as he hurt his knee trying to fit into the tables with chairs bolted down to the floor. The lawsuit was dropped some years later when White Castle added chairs that were freestanding and no longer connected to the tables. Eat my words.
After this, can we get Chick-fil-A because I am so hungry?
Focus. And yes,
This one may take the cake in weirdest fast food lawsuits, particularly because this time, in an interesting twist of fate, it was the chain doing the suing. Chick-fil-A apparently felt so threatened by a Vermont artist that they took legal action against him. The artist created a shirt that read, "Eat more kale." Seems fairly straightforward. Well, that's because it is. But Chick-fil-A's concern stemmed from the fact that their slogan is "Eat more chicken," and they believed that customers would somehow mistake the two and become confused.
I need you to stop at a Chick-fil-A.
A what?
The fast food chain claimed that the kale slogan from Vermont folk artist Bull Muller Moore clashed with their trademark motto. Muller had been using his vegan-friendly phrase on everything from bumper stickers to t-shirts since the year 2000, but it was only when he wanted to trademark it that Chick-fil-A sent a cease and desist letter. Well, in the end, it was Chick-fil-A who had to desist as Bo won the rights to use "Eat more kale" as he pleased. In the end, Chick-fil-A ate Bo's words. The sweet, sweet taste of victory. Where's my steak?
Gronk-a-doodle-doo! It's big and toasted time.
Dunkin' Donuts wasn't ready for this customer who decided to sue over false advertising. Chu-Fen Chen of Queens, New York accused the donut shop of promoting steak sandwiches that actually contained beef patties. In 2017, Chen sued Dunkin' over their Angus steak and egg sandwich, mainly because it was missing the steak. This incident of false advertising was so offensive to Chu-Fen Chen that the suit claimed all who ordered the sandwich were victims of false advertising.
I know it was you.
Well, Dunkin's response was that the ingredients are available to the public, so you really shouldn't have any beef with the beef. In the end, it all came down to the definition of steak. It would appear as though the most vital expert in this case was actually the dictionary, who states that steak can refer to a slice of meat. It can also be defined as ground beef for cooking or serving in the manner of steak. So Salisbury steak, chopped steak, or hamburger steak all can be technically rightfully classified as steak. And so, with the dictionary in hand, in March 2020, the case was dismissed on the grounds that because Dunkin' was using Angus beef, there were technically no deceptive practices going down. The judge believed that supposed reasonable consumers would have known that it wasn't actually going to be a filet mignon. The people demand more coffee, less foam.
Two venti caramel macchiato. That's a wonderful choice.
In a lawsuit that is so Starbucks it reeks of premium coffee beans from an actual Starbucks location, 2016 saw a class action suit that brought out all the LOLs. Apparently, some Northern Californians believed that Starbucks was sorta skimming off the top by serving lattes with 25% less latte than there was supposed to be. So these people were up in arms over the belief that they were consistently being underserved by 1/4 of the coffee that they were supposedly owed. Oh, and they also believed there to be too much foam. It's so hard to please people these days. So how do you think this one ends? Well, the lawsuit alleged that Starbucks was saving millions of dollars by holding back on its customers, and a judge believed these customers to be pretty much delusional.
Crazy?
Don't mind if I do!
He dismissed the case and reminded them that logical customers would recognize that foam takes up some space in a given drink. Kinda petty of the judge to diss them as unreasonable, but we get it. Besides, we think this one is a case best left for Elle Woods. Get a taste of more great videos? Just tap or click and leave us a comment, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell.